I mean, you're on fire. I mean, the heat is unbearable here. I'm not even gonna sugar. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole. If you are new, welcome. Thank you for joining us in this video. This time we will be talking about what it's like to live in Arizona. I realized that I have been showing you guys houses, and I will be taking you on our house buying process, our house buying journey, I should say, and just kind of showing you through how everything's working. This will be my first home that I am buying, so if you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and you can follow along too. I would love to have you, and it helps my channel grow. Give this video a big thumbs up for me. I just realized I've never talked to you guys about what it's like to live in Arizona. I'm not from Arizona, so I'm like, I haven't even told my subscribers what it's like to live here, and here I am buying my first home. So let's dive into it. 2 years later, here we are, still in Arizona, and probably obviously won't be leaving Arizona because we're buying a house. So if we buy a house, we can't leave. It's been 2 years since I've been here, and honestly, I still feel very new to Arizona. But I kind of wrote down a few things that I feel like really highlight what it's like to live here. I didn't break this down as into pros and cons. It was just a brain dump of what I thought it was like. So here you go. We live closer to Phoenix. We live in a city called Maricopa, but it's kind of like a metro area of Phoenix. The location, Phoenix, Arizona, kind of enticed us a little bit more, at least for me as a content creator, because it's close to LA. 6-hour drive. Because of that, I was a little bit more enticed, because I'm like, I'm diving into content creation. I was in I was in news journalism, so I was like, oh, I'm closer to a bigger city. Even though Phoenix is a big city, it's not LA. I'm closer to LA. I can go to more events. I can do more things in LA. I've never been to LA when I first moved here. I've only been once since I moved here. I do plan on going back again whenever pandemic goes away. But that was a big thing for me, because I felt like if I could find some events that I fit into, I could just take a trip there with someone, like with a friend, with my husband, and we can go for a weekend, do an event, and I could come back. So that was like huge plus for me. Outside of that, so far what it's actually been like, so that location is a good thing. I have not visited all of Arizona, so a lot of things that I'm speaking about is just in the area that I've been in. There are way more food options, way more restaurants, upscale, low scale, mom and pop. The food is so good here, and the restaurant scene is amazing. Like, it just has a vibe I'm not used to, like I didn't have in Kentucky. It was kind of there in Florida, I will admit, because Florida is a bigger state, more popular state, but the vibe here in the restaurant, crazy. They have so many more options of like upscale restaurants. They have so many more options of brunch. Like, brunch is a huge thing here, and I love it, because I wasn't really a bruncher until I moved to Arizona. I mean, I did brunch in Florida, and honestly, it wasn't even really a thing in Louisville when I left. Like, I never went to brunch. But it was definitely a thing in Florida, not as big as in the area I was in. I was in Jacksonville. But here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, brunch is the thing on the weekends. Okay, car got full. Brunch, back to that. It was the thing. So many brunch spots, and they're so good, so good. Mimosas off the chain. Let me tell you, restaurants here in Arizona are not shy about the alcohol. You literally get what you pay for. Love it. There's also, like, on the family side of things, there's a lot more to do. And when I say like a lot more to do, I mean like just different. It's just different. At least for me, from where I come from, because I'm not a West Coaster, I'm from the East Coast. So obviously there's no beach, but there's still a lot more to do. You have, during the holiday season, you can travel up north to a city called Flagstaff. I have been told this, and there is like a train ride you can take, kind of like the Polar Express, which I wanted to do this year with Luna, so I don't know what that'll look like. But they also have this hotel in Scottsdale here. Oh, and it snows in Flagstaff, so because they're high in the mountains, so you can go up there and the whole Christmas, experience. I never got to go there. Just kind of getting acclimated with Arizona the last 2 years, so it was something I did plan on doing this year, and possibly will do during the Christmas time, depending on how the pandemic pans out. There's also a hotel here, well, not here, but in Scottsdale, which is a lot closer to where I'm at. It's called the Princess Hotel, and there you have a bunch of fun festivities for the kids. You can make s'mores, meet Santa Claus. I haven't been there, but I again planned on going because I heard you have to book early. So it really depended on what our Christmas plans were going to be this year. But there's also, outside of holiday stuff, there's also zoos that you have. And when I say zoos, like there's the Phoenix Zoo. Then there's like these wildlife zoos. There's a zoo up north, I think close on your way to Flagstaff. It's called Arizona. So you can drive through, see the bears, see all the wildlife. There's another wildlife zoo. It's closer to, I believe, Glendale, one of those. We took Luna there for her 2nd birthday. And you can walk around. She got to ride camels. Oh, there's an aquarium. It's not as big. That aquarium I don't really care for, I'm not gonna lie, but these are just a bunch of fun family activities. Then you can also go to Sky Zone, which we haven't made it to yet. Luna can't go, but if you have older kids, you can definitely take them there. I recently went ATV riding, which is obviously not kid friendly, and that was super fun. But it's a fun thing to do if you want to go on a date with your significant other. There's just a bunch of family-oriented activities, but also like if you're single or if you're dating, there's a bunch of date spots. When I mentioned restaurants, so it's just fun. There's a lot of fun things that obviously I didn't have ATV riding. Obviously I don't have, hiking. I didn't have hiking anywhere that I lived. It's just different experiences and different activities. So let me talk to you a little bit about the nightlife. I don't have much of a nightlife. I'm a mom, so I don't go out. But I did get to go to some bars downtown. I like it because a lot of them have like live music, drinks are good, they have decent priced drinks when it comes to like happy hour and stuff like that. I have not been to a club here, but I heard Old Town Scottsdale is the place to be. So if you are somebody who loves to party, that would be your spot. But again, I'm not a clubber. However, on the flip side, I do feel like and this kind of like meshes with the whole location thing, I do feel like the clubs are good or could be fun because I do notice that they have a lot of big name celebrities come through. Me and my husband, we went to Beyonce and Jay-Z tour. Fun. So it's like, the clubs are kind of like LA, so you get like these bigger name celebrities. So yeah, that's all I can say about the nightlife. Also, I wanted to dive into the weather. So it is currently the middle of summer, and summertime it gets hot. I mean, you're on fire. I mean, the heat is unbearable here. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, no type of way. So it started getting really unbearably hot, I want to say mid-May through like almost end of September. And it stays warm year round. Now, we do get like 2 months of cold, and it's not like extreme cold. It'll be like in the 30s, maybe mid-30s, if that. That's as cold as it gets. Now, it definitely gets below freezing at night because we are a desert, but I won't say it's a negative thing. I love the weather because if you do live here, I'd suggest you live somewhere in a house with a pool. If you're renting a house, rent a house with a pool. If you're buying a house, try to buy a house with a pool. Try to get your pool built. If you live in an apartment, make sure they got a pool because it is hot. I can't stress that enough. And even still, the pool warms up and feels like bath water. So if you get a pool, make sure it's a deep pool so you can enjoy the cool water. Enjoy the swim. So outside of that, let's talk about shopping. For all my ladies, for all my mommies, for all of us who love to shop. Shopping here is a lot better of an experience because there's more boutiques, more high-end boutiques. You can find a lot of exclusive clothes here. My husband has found a lot of exclusive clothes. I need him to do a video for you guys. But he's really good at finding like these little boutiques and little shops, and thanks to Instagram. Or there's a lot of more high-end like Louis Vuitton, Chanel. I think there's a Chanel store. Tiffany's, like a lot of stores that you normally don't see in like smaller city malls. Yeah, so there's just a way more high-end stores, way more boutiques, way more like little shops where you can find exclusive, really cute clothing at a decent price if you're not a high-end shopper, because I don't shop in high-end stores all the time either. So that's what I like about like Arizona. It's very versatile for people. Now, I do want to get to some cons. I did mention the heat was a con for me. Something that, just the summertime mainly. Another one is traffic. There's so much traffic here, like you wouldn't even believe it. Like Phoenix is a big city. The highways are like 6 lanes wide, 7 lanes. It's really wide. I don't know, 6 lanes, but 5 to 6 lanes wide. And it reminds me of LA. Now, when I went to LA, traffic was awful, and Phoenix is starting to become that way. when I would drive to work, and normally without traffic, it should take me 30 minutes to get from my current house, but it takes me about an hour and a half. So I have to get up 2 hours early just to get myself ready, get Luna ready, and to make sure I'm on the road by a certain time. And it was awful. It was awful, but thanks to the pandemic, traffic is no longer non-existent right now. But if anywhere you wanted to go, you'd have to leave the house at a certain time because traffic would start early too, like 3 o'clock. People getting off work, leaving. Fridays was a little bit better because a lot more people work from home, but traffic is awful. So be aware of that if you do move here and things do get back to normal. Traffic is a thing. It's a real thing. And speaking of traffic, places are far apart here. So like we recently got our first White Castle. It's in Scottsdale. I'm in Maricopa. It literally takes me 40 minutes to get there. And if I wanted to go to the Scottsdale Mall, 40 minutes. If I want to go like out Mesa, 40 minutes. I mean, my husband works 50 minutes away. So you have to be mindful of what city you're gonna move to if you decide you want to move to Arizona, in at least the Phoenix area, because things are far apart. And I think it's just because the landscape's just, that's how it is. Gas is a little bit more expensive. It's a little bit more expensive than Kentucky gas and Florida, but it's a lot cheaper than LA. Honestly, I think it's just because the cost of living here, which is another kind of negative. The cost of living here is a little bit on the higher side, but you offset that with your pay. I know when we moved here, my husband's pay went up because of it. My mom said hers did too because it offsets that cost of living. Okay, so that was really some of the things that I really thought that I should hit on that are most important when people are thinking about like life in general. Overall, it's a family-friendly state. You know, I have a young child, so that was one of the most important considerations when moving here, and you know what her life would be like here, the quality of life she would have, and overall it's good. Like I've heard nothing but good things about the education system here in Arizona. They have bilingual schools, they have equestrian schools where she can, instead of gym class, she can ride a freaking horse. So there's a lot of other things I could talk about, but those are like some of the important factors I know a lot of people think about when they're moving to a different city, especially if you do have kids. It's a leg up for her because if she decides she wants to go to LA, she's not far from me. She's not, you know, if I decide, like I said, for me, for my career right now, in the now, I can go to LA and get things done, work and do, you know, all that fun stuff. So it's really nice overall. I would definitely recommend it if you do have a family because it's a leg up, you know, from a small town like Louisville for me, and even Jacksonville, because there's so much more to do and so much more to give to Luna, and you know, me and my husband can thrive, we can enjoy life. So I definitely recommend it. There's really not many negative things besides the heat. I keep saying that because it's super hot, but other than that, there's nothing really negative to say about living in Arizona. So I hope this helps and give you an insight of why we're deciding to plant our feet here and buy a house here. So be on the lookout for that series, and of course don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up to help me grow and support, and comment below if there's anything you've noticed about Arizona. If you live in Arizona, if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them. And I will see you guys soon.